Hey guys, so we're going to continue working on what we've been working on yesterday, except now we are going to actually solve some problems, okay, and read some word problems, which I know you all love. Okay, we're back on page 114, because yesterday we just talked about how to find an equation of the graph. Now we're going to actually talk about what it means, what does slope mean, what does y-intercept means, okay? So a cost estimate for maintenance on an air condition includes both a service charge and a charge per pound of the refrigerant. The graph shows the total amount of an estimate based on the number of pounds refrigerant that the air conditioner may need. Okay, so you have your pounds and you have your total amount. The linear function that models this situation is in the form of y equals mx plus b. Okay, we did all this yesterday, except we took notes and I made it easier than what this book said. So let's skip down here. The function is y equals 75x plus y, where x is the number of pounds and y is the total amount in dollars. The initial value, so remember if you have y equals mx plus b, your y-intercept is your initial value. And then m is your rate of change. Tell us that the service charge is $50. So before you even do anything, before they even add anything to your bill, you have to pay $50. Okay, that is your starting point. So that's going to be your y-intercept. And the refrigerant costs $75 per pound. Okay, so this is your B, this is your rate, so this is going to be your M. Okay. So let's skip down to try it. Describe the slope M in terms of the situation. So this table shows the relationship between the number of trading cards Bill owns and the number of packs of cards he purchases. So the rate of change, or the slope, okay, before we can describe what it means, we have to find it. So remember, if we're given a table and they want us to find the rate of change, okay, we first have to pick 2 points. Now I'm always going to pick the first 2, just because it's easier that way. So I'm going to choose 153 and 381. Okay, it comes from these 2 right here. So to find our rate of change, we have to use our slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So again, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. Plug these in and solve. Okay? 81 minus 53 is going to give me 28. 3 minus 1 is 2. 28 divided by 2 is 14. Okay, that is my slope. So if I have, so what does my slope mean? Okay. Well, it means, remember it's y over x, the number of cards per pack. Okay. So we're rating the ratio is the total cards to a pack. Okay, what is the y-intercept? What does it mean? Okay. So we have my slope to find my y-intercept. Okay, we have my slope, which is 14. And then we're going to pick a point. Okay, we're going to pick this one up here, just because it's the first one. And we're going to do what we did yesterday. So we have x, y, m, and b. My x value is 1, y value is 53. M is 14, and we don't know my B. We're going to plug it into this equation. So plug 53 in for Y, 14 in for M, 1 in for X, plus B. 14 times 1 is 14. Okay, to get 14 over the bridge, I need to do the inverse, which is subtraction. 53 minus 14 is going to give me 39 equals B. So my y-intercept is 39, or my initial value. Okay, so this represents, okay, he didn't have to purchase anything. Okay, he had these before he started purchasing, because it's his initial amount before he started buying packs. Okay, so 39 is the number of cards Bill already had, or already owns. And write an equation that represents the situation, okay, where we have my slope being 14, and we have my y-intercept being 39. Okay, so it's going to be y, let's drop this. Okay, so it's going to be y equals 14x plus 39. And that's going to be my answer. Okay? And you will have questions asking you, what does the slope mean? What does the y-intercept mean? And it's really important that you keep in mind, y-intercept is your initial amount, is what you start with. Your slope is your rate. Okay? So turn to page 115. The following graph shows the altitude in meters y of a passenger on a cable car in X minutes since the cable car started moving. Which function models the situation? Right, step 1, if you remember from yesterday, is to find your B. Okay, your B is your y-intercept. Where does it cross the y-axis? Right here, 200. So I'm going to look, remember, y equals mx plus b. Okay, your b is not going to have an x beside it. It's going to be a constant. It's going to be a number by itself. So we need to look at our answer choices. Is the y-intercept of this 200? Yes. This one? No. How about this one? Nope. This one? No. Okay, so we don't even have to find a slope because the only option left is A. Okay, if there was another one with 200, then we would have to come in here, okay, and we'd have to draw a triangle and do all that, and do rise over run. However, it's a process of elimination. If you're down to one, you know it has to be the answer. Okay? The second one is a little different. Okay, and I cannot pronounce the name, but I am going to do my best. Letitia won a pet goldfish while playing a game at a carnival. Now she is teaching herself the proper way to care for it. She bought a container of organic goldfish food at a local pet store, but she is quickly running out. After Letitia feeds her fish 2 more pellets, she will only have 35.5 milligrams of food remaining. After Letitia feeds her fish 6 more pellets, she will only have 16.5 milligrams of food remaining. Given that y represents the number of milligrams and x represents the pellets, which of these functions can be used to model the situation? Okay, so you see how these are related, this bullet point. Okay, we need to make that into a point. So we know y is the number of milligrams. So if we look over here, this is going to be my y value because it represents milligrams. Okay? This is going to be my x value because it represents pellets. So that's my first part. Okay? Now they could have easily, x doesn't always come first. Like on your homework, y is going to come first. And you're going to have to realize that what it says. We know that this is my y because it says it down here that y represents a number of milligrams. So just make sure you read this when you're doing your homework for today. The second one, same thing. Letitia feeds her fish 6 more pellets. We know 6 is x because x represents pellets, and then 16.5 milligrams. Okay? And they want us to know which function models that where we have 2 points. Can we create an equation given 2 points? You can. Okay? If you don't believe me, then you probably didn't look at my lesson yesterday, and you probably need to go back and look at my lesson from yesterday. Okay, so we have 2 and 35.5, and then we have 6 and 16.5. Now, I don't know about you, but I am not a fan of fractions. So the first thing we probably need to do is get rid of my fractions. Okay? So if I plug this into a calculator, I'm going to do 2 times 35 plus 1 divided by 2, and that's going to give me 35.5. Okay, this is going to give me 6, or you can realize that's a half, so it's going to be 16.5. Alright, either way would work. So now that we have these two, we're now going to do our steps. So step 1, find m. Now in order to find m, we have to do my slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so 16.5 minus 35.5 over 6 minus 2. And that's going to give me negative 19 over 4. We know that is my slope. So let's go back here. We can cross all the ones that is not negative 19 over 4. So this is positive, this is positive. So now it's just between these two. Step 2. Find b. Now to find b, we're going to do a little box thing. Okay, we're going to choose one point. Doesn't matter which one we choose. So x is 35.5. X is 2, y is 35.5. And my m, which we solve, is negative 19 over 4. We're going to plug this into y equals mx plus b. I'm sorry, this is all over the place. So plug in your values. Okay, I'm going to just rewrite everything. Step 2, find b. And we're going to use the point 2, 35.5. We have x, y, m, and b. So my x is going to be 2, my y is going to be 35.5, my m that we just found is negative 19 over 4, and we don't know my b. So we'll have y equals mx plus b. Plug in my information. Okay. Negative 19. 4 times 2 is going to give me negative 9.5 plus b. To get this to the other side, I do the inverse, which is adding. That's going to give me 45, which equals b. So now, which one has the y-intercept of 45? This one. So my answer is b. Let's look at this one up here. A coral's length increases at a constant rate. The coral measured 20.5 inches long 2 years after it was first measured and 52 inches long 9 years after it was first measured. Which does the rate of change represent in this situation? So we need to find the slope. However, we can't find the slope until I have Okay? So anytime we're talking about years, okay, that's going to be my x. Anytime we're talking about time, okay? So years are going to be my x. How long it is going to be my y. So the first point is going to be 2 and 20.5, and they go together. And then I have 9 and 52. Okay, we need to find the slope of this. How do we find the slope of 2 points? We use the formula m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Plug in your values. Okay, this would give me 31.5 over 7, which would give me 4.5. So which one of these have 4.5? C. So my answer is C. And then we're going to skip 4. Turn the page. We're going to skip 1 and 2, and we're going to go to this one. This one says, which graph represents the equation y equals x plus 5? Okay, so again, we have y equals mx plus b. This is my slope. This is my y-intercept. Okay, so my slope, x. Now, if there's not a number in front of that x, doesn't understood 1. Is that positive or negative? It's positive. Since I have a positive slope, okay, is my line going to increase or is it going to decrease? It's going to increase. So I'm going to cross out all the ones that are decreasing. So this one is decreasing from left to right. This one's increasing, increasing, and then increasing. Okay? So now we're going to look at my y-intercept, which is 5. So it's going to cross the y-axis at positive 5. Okay? Where does it cross here? 2, so that can't be it. Okay, what does it cross here? 5. And this last one, 0. So what's my only other option? C. Okay. So for your homework, you're going to do 119 and you're going to do 120. However, you do not have to do number 7. So you just have 6 problems. Okay. And I do want you to look at, on your homework, you have one like this. But it tells you x represents the number of seconds. So you're going to have seconds for your x, and then y is the height. Okay, so when you create your 2 points, remember, first one's seconds, the other one is height. Okay? If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay, I hope y'all have a good day.